Naniniwala ako yun ang kwento namin of how God took us from a position of need to a position of abundance. And I realized that God really wanted me to write the book because He wants people to know that He wants to create a breakthrough in your life. Tama ba ako na all of you are looking for breakthroughs? Am I correct, di ba? All of us are looking for breakthroughs. We try so many things, and yet nahirapan tayo. There are now more ideas, more technologies to help us, and yet hirap pa rin tayo. And I want you to know that I really believe the only reason why God blessed me so that I can tell you, kaya niyang gawin sa inyo. Kung kaya niyang gawin sa akin, kaya niyang gawin sa inyo. To those who don't know me, let me just introduce myself. Today, I am known as a person who left an executive job in HP in 1997 to move my family to Bukidnon na wala kaming kaibigan and kamag-anak, and to let my family live in a 20-foot container van. Yan ang una naming bahay. You know, when people hear about my story, sabi, ang tapang mo, no? And I would always tell them, hindi ako matapang. In fact, when I did that, I was very scared. But the reason why I left the corporate job was because in 1997, I started to have this struggle with the Lord. I was nobody really in our church, but I struggled with the Lord because feeling ko pinapaalis niya ako sa trabaho ko. And the job was nice. I was assistant country manager for the company. And I struggled with God. The reason I struggled with Him kasi the Asian economy collapsed in 1997. So I really was struggling the whole year until July of that year. In July of that year, I was jogging in our subdivision in United Parañaque 2, yung Walkman ko ho. Alam pa ba nyo kung ano yung Walkman? You know, many of you do not know kung anong Walkman, no? Pero yung Walkman ko started to turn off. I would run and then it would turn off. So in my mind, sabi ko, maybe God will answer me now kung anong gusto niya paggawa sa akin. Maniwala man ho kayo o hindi, when I started to run, I heard a voice. The voice was very clear. It was at the back of my head. The voice said, leave. Pagtingin ko sa kalye, walang tao. So I ran to my wife, nagsumbong ako sa misis ko, sabi ko, nakarinig ako ng boses. Many of my friends said, ingat ka, hindi mo alam kung saan galing yung boses na yon. Totoo naman. I was really nobody in our church. How can God talk to me? So what I did, I asked God for 3 miraculous things. And talagang they were so impossible to happen. When God answered that, I came to my wife and said, I need to resign. Because otherwise, gagawa ko ng kasalanan kay God. And so the reason why container van ho yung aming bahay was because I forfeited my retirement. I resigned eh. So wala ho kaming pera. That's the only thing I could afford. In fact, we could not even afford to put up our own business. So what we did, we borrowed money from the family of my wife to start a farm in Bukidnon. Doon ho kami dinala ni God. And this was a picture of our farm. Sino na sa inyo nakapuntang Bukidnon? Anybody? Especially, I think, yung nakapunta sa Dihilaya, no? And most people, when they go to Bukidnon, sabihin, ang ganda ng Bukidnon. And I always tell people, kung ganyan ang itsura na maganda, then sabihin ko sa inyo, ang pangit ng Bukidnon. Kasi puro kugon yan. Kasi I realize, kugon is a symbol of desolation. What does that mean? Kugon can only grow in acidically bad soil. Now, hindi mo pwedeng patayin ang kugon by burning it. If you burn it, babalik ulit yan. The only reason why green ang Pilipinas is kasi we're in the tropics. If we're in the Middle East, we'd be a desert. Okay? I realized that the way to kill kugon is to improve the soil. Pag pinataba mo yung lupa, kugon cannot survive good soil. And you go around, no, people also say, ang ganda ng Batanes. When I went to Batanes, puro pa rin kugon. Okay, we just like the color green, but it's a symbol of desolation. So, ganyan ho yung naabutan namin na lupa in 1998. I converted the container van into a house. And when we started the operation, we started as hog grower for Monterrey, contract grower. When we were starting operation, you know, I realized some things that are very sad for my family. Sabi ko sa misis ko, do not worry. Kasi my wife came from a rich family. Sabi ko sa kanya, do not worry. In 5 years, I'll give you a better house. And then as we were operating the contract growing business, I realized I could not keep my promise. Kasi na-realize ko, if you go into franchising or contract growing, hindi ka magugutom. Hindi ka lang yayaman. Kasi yung portion ng profit na kuha mo, ang liit-liit. So I started to feel depressed. And feeling ko noon, you know, every morning I'd wake up scared. I don't know kung naintindihan niyo yung pakiramdam na wala kang matakbuhan pag may problema ka. Ganun araw-araw ang naramdaman ko. That's the reason why I started to read the Bible. You know, I did not read the Bible because I'd like to be a spiritual person. I read the Bible because I was depressed and I was desperate. And I was hoping that God could just comfort me every day. So since I'm not a church person, I'm not a seminarian, I would just read from Genesis to Revelation, until I discovered something interesting. I discovered that the most successful businessmen in history, when I say history, even compared today, the most successful businessmen in history were actually in the Old Testament. Like there was a man named Abraham. Dayo yan. And then the story goes na one day, nag-away sila ng pamangkin niya, naghati sila ng lupa. Yung pamangkin niya, kinuha yung magandang lupa, maraming tubig. Iniwan sa kanya, barren land. And yet, after many years, he became the richest person in that place. Sabi ko, wow, amazing. Sabi ko, dayo siya, baka magaya ko siya. And then there's a man named Joseph who started as a slave. He became prisoner. By God's grace, he became a prime minister. Joseph saved a nation from 7 years of famine. I don't think even Steve Jobs can do that. So these guys must be very good. So sabi ko sa sarili ko, maybe I should read now the Bible as a business book. I told myself, Dong, wala nang mawawala sa'yo kasi wala na lahat. Walang mawawala if you now read the Bible as a business book, which I did. And I decided to just try everything it says, to the point of resting my soil on the 7th year. I did that. I changed my farming and business approach from the corporate mindset now to the Bible, pero hoping I'd be an entrepreneur. And then, many miracles started to happen. I call them miracles, but they were just amazing things. In 2002 to 2010, we became the biggest lettuce supplier of McDonald's in the country. Yung lettuce nyo during the time was coming from Bukidnon, from our farm. You know, because they feel that our quality was better than Benguet. In 2010, that stopped because Benguet improved. Pero why would they buy from a small farm in Bukidnon? And so many other things happened. And one of the miracles that happened was after 4 years, God gave us this house. So we moved from a container van to a much better house in 4 years. I should have given my wife a better house last year kasi sabi ko, maybe in 20 years. But God changed that plan. And the same thing happened in our farm. You know, sabi ko sa inyo, this is the picture of our farm when we started. Today, this is the picture of our farm. We have actually reforested it. Okay? Inside the farm, we still grow hogs from Monterey. I now have a big high-value crops operation. I grow lettuce, beets, kale, and many of these high-value crops. I have goats, sheep, and also I've been building my forest. Ang uniqueness ho namin, hindi kami umutang or hindi kami nakautang. Hindi kasi ayaw kong umutang because only of circumstances. One, wala akong pag-collateral. So nobody will lend me. Second, wala ho akong kaibigan and kamag-anak sa Mindanao. So walang mag-guarantee. However, the third most important reason why hindi ako nakautang, kasi ho, matigas ulo ng misis ko. You see, I came from the corporate world, so naniniwala ako, lagyan mo ng pera ang isang negosyo, bibili siya ng paglaki. My wife came from a very conservative family. Her mother taught her not to borrow money. So we would fight every day kasi gusto ko siya bigyan ng mas magandang buhay. Ang feeling ko, ayaw niya ako bigyan ng chance gawin yan. Siya naman, ayaw niya umutang kasi natatakot siya, dayo lang kami. So we would fight often and then one day, sabi ko sa kanya, para matapos yung problema dyan, sabi ko sa kanya, pag hindi ka nag-submit sa akin, ako ang magsasubmit sa'yo. O, di ba? Di natapos yung problema namin. Di ba? I look at the husbands here and di ba ganun din kayo, submissive din kayo sa wife ninyo. Di ba? But anyway, actually, I'm just joking. But my wife is a nice lady. She's actually very submissive. The reason why I did not borrow money was because I wanted to respect her. I did not want to stress her more. However, something happened because I did not have the opportunity to get more money. You know, I became very creative. In the future, if we get a chance to go to our farm, wala kayong makikitang traktor. Wala kayong makikitang greenhouse. We're a very ordinary farm. And yet today, I believe we're one of the biggest lettuce farm in the country. We also one of the biggest goat and sheep farm in Mindanao. Okay? And all of this happened because my wife did not allow me to borrow money. Na-discover ko, ang Pilipino creative. Huwag mo lang bigyan ng pera. Bakit? Ang Pilipino, pag binigyan mo ng pera, nagiging waldas. So let me ask you, nung wala kayong pera, namatay ba kayo? Hindi, di ba? Nung nagkaroon kayo ng pera, especially ng commission, ano nangyari sa inyo? Di ba lalo kayo nahirapan, di ba? So ang Pilipino nasisira pag maraming pera. But anyway, tawa kayo, no? Because you can relate, di ba? Okay, anyway, ang hope ko, ang goal ko, matapos this year, marami kayo parating pera, okay? But anyway, as things progress, we opened a foundation called Semilla sa Kinabuhi. Many people would come to listen to our story and learn from our system. And the same thing would happen into their businesses. So these friends encouraged me. Sabi niya, Dong, as we were blessed by your story and by your life, you should put your story in a book form. And I listened to them. In 2014, I published this book entitled Breaking Through. The reason why I chose the title Breaking Through is because naniniwala ako yun ang kwento namin of how God took us from a position of need to a position of abundance. And I realized that God really wanted me to write the book because He wants people to know that He wants to create a breakthrough in your life. Tama ba ako na all of you are looking for breakthroughs? Am I correct, di ba? All of us are looking for breakthroughs. We try so many things. And yet, nahirapan tayo. There are now more ideas, more technologies to help us, and yet hirap pa rin tayo. And I want you to know that I really believe the only reason why God blessed me so that I can tell you, kaya niyang gawin sa inyo. Kung kaya niyang gawin sa akin, kaya niyang gawin sa inyo. You know, I said in the book that the God who was alive during the time of Abraham is still alive today. Now, if that is true, ang tanong, bakit hindi natin siya maramdaman? Ang sagot ko, kasi tinawag mo sarili mong Kristiyano eh. And yet, ang tanong, when do you go to God? Di ba, pag desperado na kayo, marami na kayong nagawang mali, you go to God hoping that He will correct it. Minsan, ang komplikado na ng buhay nyo, hindi niya na ma-undo yung ginawa nyo. Do you know what God did for me? God stripped me of everything I have until I had nothing. No friends, no relatives, no money. And the only thing I could do was go to Him. And this is what God has done. So hopefully I can share with you what He has done and encourage you really to go to God. No, I'm not asking you to be religious. Okay? I use the Bible as an operating manual. I'm a very practical man. So gusto ko lang to show you that there's a better way of doing business, and it is by considering the ways of the Lord.